Not for the first time this season, Essendon is reeling. This time, following the revelation that Hawthorn coach Sam Mitchell met the Bombers skipper last night. Chief Football reporter Tom Morris broke this story for us and joins us live. Tom, tell us about the catch-up.
Tony, Merrett and his wife were sold the brown and gold dream by Sam Mitchell, Mitchell's wife and Hawks footy boss Rob McCartney at a private house last night. And it resonated. Now, in a bombshell move, the five-time best and fairest is exploring ways to get out of Essendon, with Hawthorn at the very front of that queue. I now believe he wants to leave and doesn't feel the Dons can win a flag in the timeline of his career. Of course, he turns 30 early next month. Now, this comes despite Essendon's board resolving not to trade their contracted star. Now, the Bombers were blindsided by Merrett and Mitchell's catch-up, which came just 3 nights before Hawthorn's semi-final. And Essendon great Matthew Lloyd told me today Merrett's move reflects poorly on the Bombers more than it does on Merrett himself.
I think the club just has to have a good hard look at themselves and ask themselves the question, not point the finger at Zach Merrett, actually ask themselves, why are we in this position year after year after year? We change coaches, we change administration, we change a lot of things, but our on-field doesn't change.
Now, while at Waverley Park today, we bumped into former Hawthorn president Jeff Kennett at Waverley, and on his list of wacky ideas, this is right at the very top.
I'd go back to 1 umpire, get rid of 4, only have 1.
How fit does that umpire have to be? Have to be a Kenyan marathon runner?
He has to be very fit, or he simply doesn't see what's happening on most of the ground, and so the play will continue.
And the umpire at the centre of the Cam Rayner error last Friday has been dropped. Brent Wallace has been left out, while the 4 umpires who did Adelaide v Collingwood are doing Brisbane v Gold Coast, Tony. And Brad Scott has just spoken, reaffirming that Zach Merrett will be at the club next year. We'll see if that actually takes place.
Yeah, fair bit to play out, Tom Morris there. Well, Hawthorn, speaking of the Hawks, expect Jack Ginnivan to cop some heat when the team touches down in Adelaide tomorrow. That, of course, is ahead of Friday night semi-final against the Crows. But the Hawks cheer squad will certainly be right behind their star forward. Nat Yanides is with them tonight. Nat, how's that banner coming along? Ooh. Oh, what?
Oh, Tony, the cheer squad are working overtime. I know I've been indoctrinated here, but everyone's having so much fun getting this incredible banner together. Now, it's a really special banner. It's called a weave. It only comes out on very special occasions, like a semi-final in Adelaide. Now, Carmen, she is the mastermind behind this banner. Can you give us an idea what it's going to say, Carmen?
You'll have to wait and see.
All right. There you go. Friday night, we're going to know exactly what this banner does say. Of course, Adelaide hasn't always been a happy hunting ground for the Crows, or for the Hawks, I should say. It's where their campaign finished last year, and they're expecting Jack Ginnivan to get a very hostile reception when he lobs into town. There's something about Adelaide and Jack Ginnivan. Every time the live wire goes to the city of churches, all hell breaks loose.
I can't imagine he's going to be welcomed with open arms, is he?
From run-ins with Port Adelaide coach Ken Hinkley to rogue doorstop interviews, there's never a dull moment when Guinea is in town.
We'll try and protect him as best we can at the airport after what I'm sure is going to be a challenging, we're going to land and there's going to be people there and there's going to be people wanting to discuss.
The Hawks might need to protect the forward on field as well.
Obviously, we're not just going to be pushovers and just, I guess, let them do whatever they want. We want to stand up for ourselves and play our brand of football.
There are some questions surrounding Ginnivan's fitness. He didn't take part in the Hawks' main session today, running laps before leaving the track early. The club says he's in no doubt to face the Crows.
We're not concerned about the off-field thing. I think what's great about Jack at the moment is everyone's talking about what he's doing on the field, and he's been in great form for us.
Mitch Lewis is almost certain to come in for the injured Culture Deer after kicking 4 goals in the VFL last weekend.
We feel like we're in a good position to pick a team that we think can beat Adelaide.
Fresh off claiming a maiden win at Giants Stadium, the Hawks will again need to defy history this weekend. In 25 years, the minor premier has never bowed out in straight sets.
They finished on top, won more games than anyone else, and will rightly go into the game as favourite, but we feel like we've got a game style that holds up for this time of year.
Nat Yanides, 9 News.
Now, while Bailey Smith's abuse of a female photographer dominated the talk at training today, for the other Cats, it was game on. Joel Kennedy reports.
The Cats are regulars on the preliminary final stage, but last year's heartache lingers at Kidinia Park.
We've got to remain in positive spirits. Like, if we think too much about last year, obviously it's a fine balance with emotions. So for me, certainly I'm looking forward, not back.
Due to scheduling and suspension, star tall Neil has played just the one game in 5 weeks, but has maintained his game day routine with eyes locked on next week's blockbuster.
My prep sort of going into a week off, I've kept it all the same. I go to the same restaurant every night before a game in Victoria, so I went there even though I wasn't playing for 2 weeks. I went there both Friday nights.
Geelong's late September form is considerable. It's the 10th time in Chris Scott's 15 seasons at Cardinia Park that the Cats will feature in a preliminary final.
I feel well equipped. I feel like the synergy, the connection with the group is you know, as good as it is or has been this year, and yeah, everyone's really excited and ready to go.
Cats supporters are hoping his hunger for success is as big as his pre-game appetite.
I have 2 passes and a pizza to myself, carb load, and about 5 litres of water.
Neil and Geelong will face the winner of Friday night's clash between Hawthorn and Adelaide. Joel Kennedy, 9 News.
Hello again. By his own admission, Darcy Fogarty underperformed in the Crows' first final, but the star forward isn't panicking ahead of Friday night's semi. Fogarty telling 9 News he'll play the team game against the Hawks, believing his side is far from finished this season.
Down but not out, the Crows aren't ready to blow the final siren yet.
People obviously jump off the ship pretty quickly, but we've got full confidence within the 4 walls that we can play a really good brand of football and we can keep the season alive.
Collingwood dished out a harsh reality check in Adelaide's finals return, but perhaps they should have known what was coming, given Matthew Nicks foreshadowed it in his post-match address to the playing group after the great escape against Hawthorn back in round 21.
That's what will happen in finals footy if you are not ready and if you go away from team.
A number of Crows made that same mistake against the Magpies, Darcy Fogarty vowing to lift his game, having been held scoreless from 10 touches.
That wasn't great. Yeah, just didn't really impact the game, so pretty keen to get out there and respond this week. I think I'm just going to put myself in line with the footy and try and get to as many contests as I can and just play a role.
Malcolm Blight making the bold suggestion to start Fogarty in the middle, so will the man himself take it to the coach?
I might, but I think it'll fall on deaf ears.
And if the spearhead has any say in the matter, sidekick Josh Rochelle is a must start.
From what I was seeing, in my unprofessional opinion, he's moving around really good and I'd love to have him back out there. I'm sure he puts himself in the right positions if when he plays, so he'll have no trouble finding the footy.
Braden Ingram, 9 News.